Hello YouTube. Well, the news today, Miss Davis, the clerk in Kentucky, went back to work today, and two more same-sex marriage certificate licenses were given out, and there's a lot of hoopla in the news about this woman who's by law is really not carrying out her job properly, but I do agree with her beliefs that being involved in any which way or form in a homosexual wedding is against her religion. Just like the people who were sued and fined for not wanting to make a gay wedding cake. These are big distractions in the news, distracting you from what's really happening in the world. But this goes to prove that there is an agenda in America, and this agenda is a war against the word of Jesus Christ and God. Now, anybody who can see through the veil can see what's going on. There's lots of persecution of Christians in America and throughout the world. Just look at Syria, all those Christians that were murdered in Syria. Now, I personally believe that everybody in the world has a right to earn a living, feed their family, and have substance in the world. But I do not agree with these secular people, especially in the lesbian gay community, that just because you feel that you should have the right to live a certain way, that everybody else should conform and accept and be engaged in your activities. Now, there are some devout Christians in America who will not engage in that type of activity even if you nail them to the cross. They won't do it. I've seen some YouTube videos of some internet preachers who say they will not perform a gay wedding. I support their stance. It's biblical. It's in Deuteronomy. But the biggest issue in America is not the lack of tolerance for some people. It's the lack of respect some small groups in America have for the majority. The majority of America is Christian. Heterosexual married couples, yes. Are there divorces in Christian homes? Yes, there are. But the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, is as I do not have the right to force my beliefs onto the next person, I do not believe two men who are supposedly in love with each other should force their beliefs onto a Christian group. Now, we're going to continue to have these situations. I mean, this clerk in Kentucky is not the only person who works for the government who's refused to do stuff. I read a story where there's a judge who refuses to perform gay weddings. This will continue. There will be continuance of people who stand up and will not take it anymore. And there are people who out there, with the story with the wedding cake up there in the Northwest, with so many different caterers in the area, I do believe that one of the females that was a part of that lesbian couple that wanted to get married, I believe was a law student studying law. Now, if you really look at it, was this caterer singled out as a point of protest for this female lesbian couple? Was this clerk singled out? Now, we all know that some people call the Illuminati, the elites, they fund all these things. Well, this is my first report, and I'm going to call this the Illuminati News Reports, and mainly because whatever word you want to attach to the upper elites, even in media, even in interviews, like Lindsey Williams. I'm actually referencing, he calls the top of the pyramid the elites. He doesn't mention the word Illuminati, but that's just a urban legend, or that's just a word everybody wants to label the people in the ultimate seats of power. Well, I'm going to close out this one. I'm going to be doing more recordings, and I'll get back with you some more reports. And my bottom line is, everybody deserves life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, whatever that is. But we don't have the right to, in America, to persecute other people because of their beliefs.